St. Louis was once the pride of the western United States, a gateway city bustling with all the optimism and prosperity of western expansion. However, the decline of the railroad, jurisdictional disputes, and deep-rooted racism combined to erode the city center. Over a 50-year period, more than 60% of the population left. Today, St. Louis is plagued by 5 square miles of abandoned buildings in the heart of America, representing all of the nation's unrealized potential and profound domestic failure.
Preparing students to live out their faith and calling, InterVarsity partners with the ongoing ministry of New City Church. Experiencing God's redemptive work in these neighborhoods has transformed both the students and communities alike.
CityLights is an experiential discipleship program where we hope to put hands and hearts together, where we try to reconnect who we are and what we're meant to be with the needs of the world around us.
We've been going to visit a Congolese family, a lady from Congo named Mama Georgette, and she has a daycare. We go see her a lot and just basically kind of help her. She's got a lot of kids there, and it's pretty crazy.
In the mornings, I get up and I ride the bus to Etzel. It's the neighborhood where all the kids are. And we pick them up and bring them back here to the church campus.
And it's basically a summer enrichment program where the kids just come and work on their reading and writing skills, but most importantly to hear the truth of the gospel.
Well, New City Development Corporation, they help low-income families find affordable housing, and they also do job training.
And so the city is selling these houses for, $1 a piece. The families will buy them from the city, and then NCDC, New City Development Corporation, moves in and helps to build them up so that these church families can go and live there and become part of the community.
When people have asked me, Jerry, when did you change from wanting to be involved with campus ministry to inner city ministry? And say, nothing's changed. My heart then, as now, has always been for the Great Commission. I'm training missionaries.
When I think about what God is doing in the city, I think specifically of Etzel and just how God has called people from this church to move to Etzel and to rehab the homes and to live among the people from Etzel that have lived there for 20 plus years, and just to love them and to minister to them.
I really feel like community is our faith. It's our faith lived out, that the world's watching.
I know I was talking to one guy when we lived there, and he just came up to me and said, this neighborhood is just weird. It's diverse. There's whites and blacks living in here. Tell me about this. Why did this happen? And I got to tell him about the church that's doing business. I got to tell him about the gospel, and he ended up going to church the next day.
And to the extent that the Christian community demonstrates the solution and not just the problem like everyone else, it's a witness to God's power.
He's just restoring his joy and the riches back into the city. And I see him restoring just his peace, his justice.
So there really is a community that God is building, and then we try to help them say, how can we make that happen in the communities we're in back, whether they're graduating or on the college campus. And they're doing it.
Our main mission here is to minister to the city, but in many ways, the city is ministering to me.
They taught me so much. I went into that widow's home and found out that an elderly black woman had an awful lot to teach me about life and about God and about relationships.
I understood that God had a concern for the poor. I understood that church had some sort of responsibility in the world, but I had no idea the extent of what that meant before I came down to CityLights.
CityLights made me a better student leader and better able to influence students on campus, I think, particularly in what it did for my own spiritual health.
CityLights is the point where it was reaffirmed that there are problems, but where I started to see answers being implemented into society in the name of Christ.
These are all the people that God loves and cares about. These are all the issues that God is dealing with. And to the extent that college students get to partner with God in that, it's an opportunity to grow them, to grow their leadership, their love, their compassion.
I don't understand to this day why I love this neighborhood. I mean, to look at it just from any outsider's perspective, see the broken out buildings, the vacant lots, all of the, and the despair and the hopelessness and all the years of destruction, and yet I love it because God's put this in my heart. And I don't want to be anywhere else. I can't leave.
I love the city. I love the poor. I love this neighborhood. And my junior high dream of wanting to own a house just outside the city so I could enjoy the benefits of it, but live in quiet, I never want to do that again.